Hey guys, I'm so sorry I'm late. I was running behind and then I was trying to do it on my laptop and I couldn't get it to work. So I'm going to have to get the girls to show me how, because you have to do it in your event, but then I couldn't get it in the group. I don't know, but I am so sorry. I know I'm always late. If you know me, you know I'm always late. And I do apologize. So hopefully you guys were reading or you have a good cocktail or something to use and to have. Anyway, I'm so sorry. I'm Amy Jennings. I host the Rare events with Elisa and Team Rare. And if you don't know about us, which all the people that are in here right now, I think do, we created Rare back in 2014 as a place for people to feel a part of something, a part of a community, to be at somewhere where they feel included, and not like, oh, I'm a book person. Because, in our normal days, our normal lives, not a lot of people read the books we read. And so, or they kind of look at you like, oh. And a lot of people who read are also introverted. So we wanted to have a place where people could come, meet new people, or just do their thing. So anyway, thank you for being here. It doesn't mean we all don't have bad days. We do. And if you've known me long enough, you know that if you see me the morning of the event or during setup, they call me Ragey Amy. So I have my moments as well. So anyway, so welcome. We're really happy that all of you are here and that you're all coming to Edinburgh to join us. If you couldn't make the video or you're busy or whatever, this will remain in the group. So, and then that way, if I get long-winded, as most of you know I get, you can go and forward it or whatever. Okay. So anyway, thank you again for joining us. So a lot of you, like I see that's on here already, are people who have been in the group or have been to Rare before. So thank you for coming in here. I'm going to start off by talking about the special events because that's what just happened. I wanted to go live before that, but Saturday going live, and I don't think a lot of people would be, even watch it, to be quite honest. So, and I've been just working on Rare a lot. So I just didn't have the time yesterday. If you went to the Google form and you clicked enter and you received an email back, then you have a seat. Okay. Now, there are a couple people who did not put their ticket number. So if you don't have a ticket number, and it's specifically if it's for Jay Bree, I'm going to have to email you because you have to have a weekend ticket unless you're a full weekend volunteer. Now, that said, there's a few people who I have not confirmed are full weekend volunteers and they're selling their tickets. So you might want to wait on selling your tickets because unless you've been assigned a job, don't sell your ticket. Okay? Pretty much we're going to need everybody, but I would hate for something to happen. And it probably won't. But anyway, okay. So it's a huge opportunity to have those special events on Thursday. People who have been in the reading world for quite some time are very familiar with Patricia Briggs. She does not do signings usually. She doesn't really, you don't see her at signings. And the Kate Daniels books, I believe, are huge. I've read a couple. I have not been able to finish the series. My best book friend and my best friend, Terry Elaine, she put me onto her, and she will be hosting the Q&A with her. So that is a really special opportunity. If you didn't sign up for that, you might want to. She's just amazing. Anyways, she was writing fantasy, back for years, before the new, romantasy trend came on. So honestly, it's a very strong female lead. I think you would be very happy to meet her and read her. And then Jay Bree, that's a great opportunity. She's super fast on signing days. So I know we just couldn't get the timing worked out where you could pick up your Mystic box at the same time. special edition, because everyone's traveling, you know, and so especially if they're coming from overseas. So if you were doing that, then you won't be able to, you know, meet her on Thursday. However, we'll be doing FAQ and, you know, a type of thing, interview with her, and in an auditorium. And then what's going to happen is at the end of the Q&A, everyone's going to get up and they're going to walk to where her table's going to be, and you'll be, you know, you can get your items signed. It won't be ticketed. Like, I mean, like, you won't be able to walk around and wait for your ticket number to be called. You're just, it's first come, first serve, right? So we have up to 300 seats that are available. So you'll be, now she's super fast. So, I mean, super fast. So when you go to get your, you know, 300 of you wait in line, I don't know. I think that's a good opportunity. That's a pro and con as to on Saturday and Friday night, because you can just walk around till your number's called. But you also probably will get a little bit more one-on-one time with Jay, Bree, you know, if you go to the event. That's, if you can. If you can't, I mean, that's fine too. But I'm not a big fan, just FYI, I'm not a big fan of the whole white shoes, you know. That doesn't mean it's not good. I didn't know what that was when I was reading it, when I read a series, a 5-book series, and I got to the end of the 5th book, and I was like, what the, like, I want those one-on-ones, you know what I mean? So it was a great story, but then I was like, oh my God. But I'm a huge fan of Jay Bree's newest Romantasy series. Oh, love them. Anyway, so that's a good opportunity. Now, a lot of people have asked about the Rare table. If we have enough volunteers on Thursday, the Rare table will be out in an area where you can access it and pick up. You can get your wristbands scanned. You can, get your ticket scanned and pick up your wristbands for the weekend. And we might have retail. I'll let you know in the coming days. Okay. I was trying to do retail where we could just buy it, do pre-orders, but have a local printer print it, and then have them there on the day so you can pick them up, as opposed to shipping them. So what would you guys like better? Would you like having them ahead of time, or would you be okay with picking them up on the day? Let me know. I can do them both. Like, I could put, you know, some online, and then I could also have some just on the day, if that is easier. So, I asked for 2 different designs, about 2 different designs, and then a generic Rare design, which that might just stay on the websites. And then there will be 2 different tote bags. So all of these will be different types of designs, okay? I know people are like, well, when is the merchandise coming? It's coming. It's coming as fast as we can. It's not our graphic designer. It's me. I was behind on getting her a list of what I needed by what date. And then she started jumping in and really helping. Carrie's been helping us out with a lot. So with other stuff. So that's awesome. Anyway, so that should be this week. It'll be posted this week. The anthologies will also be posted this week. The printer I was going to use is totally behind, and there's no telling if we can use them. So we're not going to use them. So we're going to use a different printer. I've already emailed them. It's a printer we used for London's anthology last time. We did not have one problem with it. The only issue is the special, like, sprayed edges won't be there because they don't offer that. So it will be a hardback. It's 2 volumes, one price for both books. Now, it looks as though it's going to be £40 plus PayPal fees. If that's too much, I can do paperbacks if you'd rather. Just let me know. Okay. Any suggestions or recommendations is good. You know I want you to be able to spend money on the day of and pre-orders. So I don't want you to be tapped out because of the anthologies, you know. These anthologies are 600 pages each. Terry formatted them to get them not so thick, hopefully, as the bricks of London's anthology. So anyway, I know you guys want to pick those up beforehand strategically, because that way you don't have to go wait with me to get them. And then that way when you're walking around, you can get them signed. So I will try to have those done. And then authors who are in it will also get a copy, a set, and those will be on your table when you arrive. because I see some authors in here. So, okay, so that's done. The biggest question right now we're getting is about the ticketed authors. And I know that, I didn't post anything in the group but here and there, and then boom, there's 8 million things I've posted, right? Very hard to keep up. It's constant, and there's a lot of people in the group. So please, please go to the featured post. I know what groups say that, but I mean, honestly, there's so much information there. Natasha helped us create a Google form for each topic. So if you don't want to be in Facebook, or if you have friends that are not on Facebook and you want to give them the links to those, that would be great. I'm posting them where I can. And then we did the newsletter, and I posted all those links in the newsletter. So please read them. There's a lot of information. But the biggest question is about ticketed authors. I call them a ticketed author. There's no ticket. It's bad habit. It's a wristband author. So those are for who we feel based on pre-orders or the attendee questionnaire that you filled out, who may be the busiest authors, okay? Or authors who have a really big backlist. So this means that the only way to keep it equitable and fair to all is that you have to go to each author's line to pick up your wristband. And we strategically place authors all over the venue. So yes, you have to be able to go everywhere to pick them up. And no, you cannot pick up more than one. A friend cannot pick up one for you. You personally have to go to each spot to pick them up, okay? There's no saving places in line. This is the only way with this many attendees to do it at the same time. The only other way we could think of is that we number wristbands and put them like in a jar, and when you come up to register or scan your ticket, you just get whatever number we hand you. And that's not fair for people who may have early entry, or we do 1 through whatever for early entry, and then it's just crazy. So this is the best way we feel that can be fair for everybody, okay? So yes, the venue is 2-story. You're going to be all over the place trying to get your wristbands, okay? We try to group authors in the same subgenre if possible. We can't always do that because of space. Because we have to know where their line's going to go. We have to know who's going to be next to them. We have to know they may want to be next to a friend. So we do the best we can putting them in the subgenres that we can put them in, okay? So if you get a wristband, say it's $200, okay? No, let's say it's $550 or $650 or $200, whatever. If you have an author who is signing both days and they're a wristband author, okay? So let's take, I don't know, Megan Brady. So she's signing both days. And if you get a high number wristband or low number, but you never went on Friday night to get in her line, because remember, you can go to the line anytime after your number's called. You don't have to go right when it's called, within 30 minutes when it's called. I don't know why my TV just turned on. I'm sorry. Hold on. I don't want to start getting all loud. Just anytime after your number's called, okay? So if you want to hop in line the next day on Saturday, perfectly fine, okay? Say if your number's like 850 and she didn't get to 850 on Friday. When you show, he's going to call back 6 times. That's my son. So your number's 800 and she didn't get to 800 on Friday. Your number is still 800. You do not have to start over on Saturday. You do not have to go back and pick up your wristbands on Saturday. Your wristband number will carry over until the next day. So as soon as you get your general admission or early entry wristband, you have to put them on, okay? On your wrist. Has to be on the wrist. Second, when you get your wristbands when you get your wristbands for your numbered authors or ticketed wristband authors, you can put them on your lanyard. You can put it, just don't lose them. Because if you lose them and then we're out of wristbands, that's a problem. Now, once you enter the author's line, your number is going to be scratched out. So you cannot re-enter the author's line. Okay? So how many wristbands are we giving out? Well, a lot. Because you have to think about it. There's 16 hours of signing time. So authors signing 2 days, that's a lot of people they're going to see. So, and we also have to see what the demand is. I mean, you know, the attendee questionnaire and pre-orders can only tell us so much, because what I try to explain to our authors that come, because some of them were like, why aren't my pre-orders higher? Not everybody pre-orders. Some people bring their books, you know, so some people buy them when they get their paychecks and then bring them with them, that kind of thing. So pre-orders help to a point, so we can see this is the weirdest thing. My TV keeps turning on. Like, I'm not even kidding. It's like, I mean, the remote is over here in my hand. I haven't touched a thing, and my TV has turned on twice. Okay. Weird. So then there's a couple authors who are not going to be... Oh, I think I know what it is. My husband's in the basement on the TV, and I think it's operating my TV because now all the channels are changing. Anyway, what about authors that are only signing 1 day? Okay, so authors that are only signing 1 day, plus they're ticketed or wristbanded, and a few hours the next day or the day before, those authors will not be wristbanded for the few hours that they're there. Now, that could change. Like, if we talk to you guys and you think it's a better idea to start the wristbands that day, and then that way you have the option, if your number's called, then to go in the line, or the next day, that's fine too. Maybe we'll change it. We are very adaptable and flexible. So if that's what you guys think is a better strategy, by all means, because in that way, you know, if they're there longer than 2 hours, that might be a good idea. Okay. So we're reconsidering that, just so you know. So then once you get your wristbands, you go do you. You go see all the authors you can see. You go pick up pre-orders. You do all the things. And when your number is called, you can get in the line right away. You can go get in the line in 2 hours or the next day. Okay? Your spot is saved. Now, we will get a few complaints after the event that they couldn't get to the author. I will tell you, every single time this has been said, people have showed up 3 hours late to the signing and picked up or tried to pick up a wristband. You can't do it. You can't be late to the signing and think you're going to pick up your wristbands and then get to see the authors. You can't. You're going to need all the time that the signing is for. So if you bought a ticket and it's a 2-day signing and you have to work and you can only be half a day 1 day or only come 1 day, I can't guarantee you that you're going to be able to see those authors or even pick up your pre-orders. I specifically said in the FAQs and before you bought tickets, authors may only sign 1 day. And then they're going to be ticketed or wristbands. So, you know, then the event's not for you if you can't be there the whole time. Okay? So either, I said not to do pre-orders. Bring them with you. It doesn't mean it won't work for you if you've been to a signing before or if you're strategic or when you looked at the signing schedule. We did release the signing schedule out early just so to be transparent and you guys can start you know, doing your strategy. And now the table map's done, but we have Carrie, our graphic designer, helping us with so many other things right now that when she gets to the table map, it's going to be a little while. Okay. Usually we're doing volunteer assignments and table map like 2 weeks in advance. These will be done before 30 days. You will have at least 30 days out to be able to do, you know, to have your map, to have your, I've already done the assistant assignments, and to have your place for volunteer. Okay. Now, FYI, on the side note of volunteers, I'm going to tell you, Scotland's a very popular place for family to visit. So out of 300 authors, 40 need assistance. So not everybody's going to be an assistant, but we need your help. So if you signed up to do the whole weekend, trust me, we will have a place for you, okay? But if you're assisting one day, you're not assisting the next day. I try to like spread it out. Okay. So anyways, about the wristbands, I hope that helps. We will try. Oh, one caveat that will help put some of you at ease is that before Rare Edinburgh got started, because we knew it was going to be a larger signing, we were taking feedback. And look, we hear you because we're readers, and we had the exact same suggestions. Why don't you have a pickup only line? Why don't you offer, personalizations on the pre-orders? Like where they could just personalize, you can just pick them up. Some people want them personalized in front of the author. They want that time with the author. But some attendees have been to a few rares or have met certain authors, but they want the other books. So we have asked. And so we have several authors who are going to do that and are very flexible and open for that. So we will also be posting a list of those authors who will have a side area for you to walk up and just pick up your pre-order and go. It'll be whatever you decided with that author, whether they're pre-signed or personalized, it's up to you and that author. I don't know. Each author had a different form, so I don't know if they'll be personalized or not. They might just be signed, okay? So that's up to you. So you'll want to double check that when we're going to post that list. Then there's other authors who said that when you're in the line, if you tell their assistant who's walking the line that you're just there to pick up your pre-order, they'll grab the pre-order for you. So knowing those tips that other people may not see when we post it in the group or be watching this video, that's going to be huge. That's going to really be huge and helpful. So I know Amo's very open to that. Off the top of my head, I just can't, because when she posts, it's funny. So I remember her comments. But we had several, like I would say 40 or 50 people who commented on that post, I think. Anyway, so that's really helpful information. Okay, so I think that is the biggest question out there. I'm not, now as you're posting questions, if I was on my laptop, I'd be able to answer some of them. However, because I'm not on my laptop, I can't see what the girls are posting about questions. So they will either go through the comments and answer them, or I will go back and address them afterwards, okay? I apologize. I'm old and couldn't get my laptop to work right. Okay, so anyway, if you look at the itinerary, there's a special time to line up if you're early entry versus general admission. What's different about Rare is you're going to see the lines when you come up. Just get in line. Just get in line. Our team is going to come to you and scan your ticket. You do not have to go do registration and then get in line. Just get in line and you'll be scanned and you'll get your wristband and you're good to go, okay? We're contemplating having 2 openings. It depends on how crowded the line outside gets. And so, or just to help spread the crowd, if that makes sense. So if we have one door open, it will go straight into Strathblane Hall. And I think, but I'm so terrible with maps. So anyway, and then the other one will take you into like the main entrance, and then you go up the escalators or lifts. And then there's a cloakroom. If you guys want to drop stuff off right there. And then in the entrance into Strathblane, there's another cloakroom. Both will be open. Okay. So if you want to go during the day, or right when you come in, that kind of thing. And then as you enter, you can go all over. It's on 2 different levels, 2 different areas, all different rooms. And there's a back room where Rare is. It's in the very far back. And we're going to be pushing that room just so you know it's there. But you're going to know it's there because of some of the authors we put there. Like I said, we will try to give out as many anthologies as we can while you are registering. While you're lining up. So I will try to be out there with the just anthologies and badges, possibly. And as you come in and get scanned and you and your friend get in line, or maybe one of you could come over and get your stuff and go back and then let them come, or just come to the table before you get in line, okay? Because you're going to want all your stuff, you know, your anthologies before you get into the room. You're not going to want to come get in line for an anthology when you could be seeing authors. Although you can, but if we offer these different pickup times, then hopefully you won't be waiting very long. So, oh, badges will be for sale. What's a badge? So it's like a souvenir of each event that we do. If you volunteer, you get a really cute volunteer badge with the lanyard, a rope lanyard and all that. But we do one that's just for attendees. We either sell a rarette one or you can get just the attendee one, okay? So they're £6. You know, we've tried raising the price in the past, and £6 is just the best price. It's, and wherever, if you go to our future events, it's always going to be €6, pound, you know, whatever. And you can buy some on the day, but all of these items are going to be pre-ordered, okay? And those pre-order lists will be going up this week for all of them. So, okay, so there's that. Volunteers. If you're registering for volunteering, I will have a separate video and a FAQ for that, okay? It's just I don't want this to get even longer. So you're going to enter the building. There's snack bars, a fuel up station. It's called Platform 5, which Jay Bree has sponsored, and along with Rare. We are going to have some free snacks, free water, seating area, couches, if you just want to take a load off, okay? We're also going to have cans of water, free cans of water on each level at each middle and ends of the room. We will also have water canisters, like, you know, for just a cup. But I recently went to a signing, and if you're thirsty, that little cup, it's like you got to walk all the way back and get more. So in Paris, we gave away free water, and I think that just helps. You know what I mean? You can bring snacks and such in your bag. Let me go back to when you enter, in case you didn't see it. If your suitcase or cart fits on its 12-inch step, fits on that step, you don't have to take the lift or the elevator, okay? You can get on the lift. We ask that you be very careful. You know, don't run and hurry. But if you're overloaded, security is going to be in each location. And if they think that you're a risk or you're too overloaded, they're going to ask you to go to the lift, okay? Because we can't have you falling. I mean, so, or if you contacted us or you have a bigger, like, type cart that you need to use for whatever reason, then you can just take the lift. And those people I've spoke with, they didn't care about taking the lift as long as they could bring their cart. So that's cool, you know. Just everybody, you know, it's going to be very crowded. And the thing about Rare is we usually have very, very big venues. So the aisleways and lines are very spread out and so much space. Like, I don't know if you saw the video for London or at our prior events. So that way people have carts and no one's complaining that somebody brought a cart. I mean, some people hate that, some people don't. But this way, everybody has their space. The thing about this venue is, though, it's spread out, it's big. Aisleways won't be as huge as London, per se, okay? When you were in London, if you went or saw pictures, you didn't think 1,800 people were there, right? You're going to notice there's a lot of people at this event. There's going to be a lot of queues, a lot of queue time. And whenever I say that about an event, it's true. And if I communicate that in advance with everybody, you know what to expect and you're not upset. Okay? So I just want you to be prepared. So that's why a while back, a couple people started craft and goodie bag trades. And this has not been a Rare thing. This has been an attendee thing that has started it. Shanna Dixon helped kick this off, and Murray Mason, years ago. I don't even think either are coming this time. So what happens is, I don't know if they've decided on having something to identify themselves, but as you're waiting in the queues or lines, you talk, you hang out, and you can hand and trade those things. And it helps with the time, that you're waiting. So that's really a cool thing. And I think it's great that this has been going on so many years, and I really encourage it. And I think it's fun. You should jump in. And then there's a chat function if you're in a country that allows chat. There's a chat function for the group for traders if you want to jump in and just kind of see. We just ask that you don't use, the Rare logo or RARE24Edinburgh. That's all. Okay, so we've talked about the cloakroom. We've talked about the lifts and the dimensions and cases and carts, and that's when you're going to enter. And we've talked about lining up and when you come in, and there's going to be, by the one room, there's going to be a bar and a snack bar. And by the other room, there's also going to be a snack bar. And then if you go up a level, there's going to be a fuel up station. Also, before I forget, the venue is card only. So what does that mean for authors? Authors will take cash. Authors will take PayPal. If they're from that country, they'll take a card. But if you're going to be talking to the venue people, like if you're going to the snack bar, it's card only, okay? So we don't shut down the room for lunches or dinner break. What happens is a section of or a group will go at one time, and the rest of the authors will stay. What we did was we rented a room that is very large. So I think we're going to get by with 4 breaks. And since every room is like a different room, the rooms will be shut down, if that makes sense. So it'll be kind of easier to tell. We'll be like, okay, this room and this room shut down, and then this room's open or whatever. And you can get to each area without having to go through the ones that are closed, if that makes sense. And just to put you at ease, there is security. We've always had security there at our events, walking the event venue. And you may not notice them because we're all busy, but for this one, we've hired even more. Okay. And there is going to be a quiet room. So it'll be indicated on the table map. The table map is all color coded. It's super pretty. Carrie does a great job. It's not true to size, obviously, because we have to fit it on these pieces of paper, but in a very faint line, you'll see the meters. Like if you just like to know that kind of stuff, or if you need to know this for your social situation, it'll tell you how many meters are between tables, how many meters are in that aisleway, and and where the elevators and escalators are to get through to the different areas in the different rooms. Okay. Each room will be color coded, and that color will be the ones that will be in, for when they go to lunch or dinner. Their author names will be on the table map with a number, and that way you can plan accordingly. It's really so fun when we post the table map. I mean, you just know all the highlighters are breaking out with all the stickies and all the things. There will be sticky notes at every author's table if you forget yours. What you need to do with those, if you don't have them at home, is when you get them, you put your name on it, because it's going to be loud in the event. And you don't want an author to misspell your name. So you're going to print it really clearly, your name on it, and put it on where you want the author to sign your book, inside. Okay? Maybe have it sticking out so they can, flip right to the page and then see your name and then, okay, great. Okay? Or if you just want their signature, maybe put that down, that kind of thing. When we do ask that when authors go to dinner or lunch, don't give the assistant or line ambassador a hard time about having to leave and come back. The lunch times are going to be posted on the table map. If it's 10 to 15 minutes before that author is leaving for lunch or dinner, there's no point in getting in their line. Please don't do so. You're just going to be really mad when they come around. They're like, nope, you got to go. So I've had that job, and there's another person who does it, and every time me and or her does it, we do it, people, why did so-and-so have to do that? Or they get, I've made people really upset before. So do not get in that line if you know they're about to go to break. Okay. And that helps with your strategy as well. Okay. Now, again, my table is going to be in a further back room. And if you could not come early, or if you didn't pick up any pre-ordered items with me, totally fine. Okay. You can come anytime. When you enter the signing, When you come in, whether we have you lined in out, you're going to be lined outside, and then we'll bring you inside at some point or whatever. That'll be a little bit more clear on the specific itinerary, detailed itinerary we send out. We're going to have all the free books. Now, this is something that we started back in 2016, but it has taken off. So for Edinburgh, we have about 5,000 free books. So when people are like, oh my God, early entry is going to take all the free books, there is no way on God's green earth early entry is going to take 5,000 books. Okay? So the other thing to know about the free books is that there's no line. Do not queue. There are more important places to be and more important things to be doing with your time than queuing for a free book. So when you see a line, walk right past that line and just walk up to the table, browse it, grab your book. You won't be able to, like, I know we're all book lovers and we take forever looking at books. You're going to have to grab and go. Okay? So we're going to be like, okay, no line, let's go. Because people are going to need to get back in line so when we enter the rooms. Okay? Our goal, it will not happen, but it is at every event, our number one goal with early entry is that every single person in early entry gets through the wristband authors. Now look, everybody's allowed to have a goal. We will try like hell to make that happen. So if you have an early entry ticket and that's your strategy, please help us, all right, to help get early entry through all the ticketed lines or wristband authors during your time frame, those 2 hours, okay? It's totally possible. There are several of these authors who are wristbanded are so fast. So anyway, okay, if you want an upgrade, okay, I know I have not responded to your email. So what's going to happen is I'm going to email you, and you're going to bring that email when you go to get in line and you get your ticket scanned. And instead of them handing you a general admission email or wristband, they're going to hand you an early entry, okay? I know that is old school, but that is honestly the fastest way to do it. Because if that person's got to stop and look at a list to make sure which wristband you get because they're scanning and it says general admission, just have your ticket and have your email together. And whether on your phone, print it, does not matter, okay? They will scan it. You're going to say, no, I was upgraded, and they're going to hand you the early entry wristband, okay? All right. I have posted the schedule for the majority of the narrators. Most are coming for both days, but some have like different hours that they're coming. They will not, except for one, they will not be at authors' tables, like sitting with them. They're going to have, and this helps with line diversion and control, so this is why we do it this way. There's going to be one just row of tables. It's all going to be narrators, okay? Now, some of them may be walking the room and coming to different lines for authors that they've narrated for, or you can find them at the table. But because they're getting so popular, they'll mostly be at the table. We have a lot of narrators this time. It's awesome. Vendors are going to be throughout the venue. We had a couple of them cancel, but we're thinking we're going to put Mystic right when you enter the venue. So it's that huge room. So right when you enter the venue, they're going to be right there. So that way, while you're in line to get it, you can go in, grab your stuff, and go and get back in line. Okay? It could change. You'll see it on the map, but that's what we're thinking we're going to do. Book It and Send. I've asked Arma, who runs Book It and Send, if she wants to have two drop-off places, one on each level. She might not. She might not have the staff to do that, or she may. I don't know. So I'm waiting to hear back. The number one tip I have for you about Book It and Send, because they are awesome and they're so affordable, is don't wait till the very end of the day to go drop off your package. I'm not even kidding. Because in London, we were done leaving the venue and people were still in line for Book It and Send. So no joke. If you have the time, I would take every time if that's something you're planning on doing, I would go and do, like, because they're not going to have, they'll have a flow all the time, but they're not going to be like 20 people deep, for your books. So That's what I would do personally. My other tip, like I said, I would go in and get my wristbands, my numbered wristbands, as fast as possible. One caveat, we have not heard from, as you all know, Rebecca Yaros is super busy right now. She's in the writing cave. She was in Australia. She is really busy. We have asked her if she wanted to do a mini signing on Thursday, because she has wrist issues. So if she wanted to do that and then Saturday, or how she wants to do that, and if she wants a limit. So we're waiting to hear back, but that is still a possibility. Okay, that she may be having an imposed limit, so everybody gets a chance to see her. Okay. As soon as we hear, we will post. We've been in contact with her and her assistant a few times, and we will see what happens. I know everybody's excited to meet everybody and it's going to be really cool. So also about the vendors, like I said, they're going to be throughout the venue. They will not be in a particular signing room. Okay. So if you go past the Lennox Suite, if you've ever been to EICC at our prior two there is a long wall. They're going to be along that wall between the two signing rooms. Okay. And then if you go to the Cromdale Suite on the other end of that area, there's going to be some, and then there's going to be some out possibly on the side of Strathblane. We had like 20 something vendors. I think we're down a few. So, they will also be, if they can be there on Thursday to set up, they are also able to come set up on Thursday. And that way, when you guys come in Friday, everything's ready to go. The bookseller will be outside Lennox, and they will carry, it'll be Blackstone, Blackwell's, and they will be carrying traditionally published titles. So they do not carry indie titles. They carry independently published titles. They carry traditionally published titles. And we send them a list of all the books to have in stock, and he will tell me what he's bringing and how many. So I'll let you know. They also have specials on the day, like if you buy 3 or if you buy 2, that kind of thing. Okay. So they've been at every one of our events, and because they do such a great job, we ask them back. Every UK event, sorry. We ask them to come back each time. So, okay. After the end of the signing, when it's time to go, please leave. Not when you finish. If you want to stick around by all means. But if you see what time it is, and on Thursday it's 9:30, 9:15, 9:30, please don't stick around trying to chit chat, please just go, because then we were walking around with security asking you to leave. So, and then that gets like, God, they're mean, or, whatever. Just so you know, we have to exit Friday night at 9:30, okay? And on Saturday at the end of the signing, because what happens is, that main room on Saturday, the big Lennox Suite, everything has to be tore down, and that's where the after party is, okay? Also, for disabled attendees, when you come to the venue, whether you're early entry or general admission, you will just go to the front of the line, okay? And there will be some seats there. And you take a seat, and then when we open, what will happen is you'll go 15 minutes before the line behind you. Because what we don't want is, as you're trying to get to the room or getting into the room, we don't want people coming behind you, like running you over, okay? So you'll have 15 minutes to get to where you're wanting to go or whatever, and then the rest of the crowd will come in. I want you to feel safe. That's another thing. We are a safe space, and so many authors are very gracious about this, about if you're having a moment, anything happen, and if you see an Edinburgh EICC venue employee or one of the team or a fellow rare or an author, just, hey, I need a minute, and they'll be there for you. Okay, there's no mean girl or mean people at Rare. We try not to be. We have moments, but we're all there for each other, and it's a community. Okay, so okay, I think that's covered. Now for the Thursday meet and greet. So part of the meet and greet is there's going to be like 80% of the authors are going to be there. Okay. We will have a list of which authors will be there. And then not signing, just be there. Okay. They will have their lanyard on that says who they are. And that way you can know who you're talking to. I would strongly encourage you to take your pictures then. Because at the signing, we have asked all authors to stay seated behind their table. Because every time they stand up or pose to take a picture with you, it takes time. So the volunteers that are called line ambassadors or assistants will be asking for your phone when you get to the front of the line. They'll take all your pictures and then be like, hey, look, and then take the picture, and then you're going to go. This is every minute we can save. It helps with the line, okay? I know that each of you have bought your own tickets and you have earned the right to talk to authors. Try to please be cognizant of the people behind you. As you know, I talk a lot, so I tell you this, and then I'm the worst. I will get to an author's table, and then who do you think's the one that's not cognizant? So I know we all get excited, and we get carried away. It happens, but just if you can think about it or try just to be aware that we're not, what else? Okay, so when you come to the meet and greet, there's going to be some extra light bites, and then it's a cash bar, okay? Meaning cash or card. We're not paying for it. That's what I mean. Now, if at the end of the meet and greet, if we have not hit the minimum spend, I will walk up to tables and ask you if you want a free drink and to come to the bar, okay? That's what we did last time, because I'm not just going to give them money. So, and then Elisa will be posting. We need to talk about, we have one main sponsor for the meet and greet. She will be signing. And then we were going to see if any wanted to sign, any other authors that wanted to sign. And they will not have pre-orders, though. It'll just be come, with your book or your 2 items and and get them signed, and you're done. We try to do this because it helps with lines the next day, but what we're finding is that those people that do the line, they go back and get in the line on the weekend, so it's not helping as much. And then the authors that are there doing the signing at the meet and greet are so backlogged, and people complain because the lines are too long. So we're kind of not putting as many authors signing at the meet and greet, okay? There will be some, but not a ton. And if you remember Edinburgh last time, we only had a few here and there. And like when I say signing, they're doing like 45 minutes to an hour. Okay. What else? I think I've covered most everything. The after party, there's no formal dress. If you want to be fancy and dress up, more power to you. If you want to wear jeans, most of the team will be still being there from earlier in the day. So we'll be sweaty in jeans, whatever. But you do what makes you comfortable. Okay. There will be sponsorship, marketing materials all throughout the after party. We will have dessert offered at the after party. And what else? There will be also photo opportunities throughout the venue on the signing days. You'll see, I'm not going to say them, and authors that are not signing on the opposite day a lot of them will be attending the signing, walking through. I can't think of anything else. Did I miss anything? Let me know if I did. I really wish I could see if there were any comments, but I don't see any. I think that's it. If I did not cover something, I will make sure I go through the comments, or the girls will help me go through the comments and we'll answer them. I try to get the venue to be as cold as possible. So that doesn't always work because some venues lie and they say, oh, it's as cold as possible. And we've already been there before and we know it's not. And so Paris, for example, was hot. It could have been worse. But Edinburgh has been, we've talked to that. We've worked with this venue. This is our, 14, 16, our 4th time. So hopefully if you've been there with us before, it's not hot. Please be kind to everybody and be patient. especially the volunteers and the line ambassadors. Line ambassador, there's going, one thing to say, if you're disabled too, is if you're going to an author's table that has the tens of line ropes and they zigzag, please, 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 you do not have to go through the zigzag. Go to the side of them and line up, and hopefully a line ambassador or assistant will see you, and they'll come to you and they'll see where you are in line and bring you up when it's your turn, okay? It doesn't mean you get to go automatically to the front. It just means that it's just easier to go there, and then they'll be looking for you and then talk to you and then say, okay, when it's your turn, we'll bring you up, okay? Also, some authors like to have an extra chair up at the front of their table, and an extra chair, if it's in a line with a line ambassador working, there will be, or volunteering, there will be an extra chair at the end of their line. So if the line ambassador needs to sit down because it's a long, busy day, couple days, they can sit down, okay? Now, other seating, the venue is going to be so full. The other seating opportunities are going to probably be, they're few and far between, but when in the middle of the venue where the main entry area is, there's going to be a bunch of extra chairs in there. And then wherever we can fit them, okay? And then obviously on platform 5. But there's not a lot. I mean, there's not going to be like 1,000 chairs there. So if you need to sit down for a moment, please just be aware that after, like, you know, you've been taking a break or whatever, to get up and let somebody else have a chair. I mean, there's not going to be one. We're going to have as many as we can and place them accordingly. But I just wanted you to be aware of that, okay? You can re-enter. So if you leave, somebody was really cool, is smart. Their Airbnb or hotel is like a 2-minute, 3-minute walk, 5-minute walk. So what they're going to do is if they need a break, they're going to go back and come back. So you do you. What makes you comfortable? Like I said, there's going to be security there. Re-entry is permitted. If you're disabled, your carer needs to be ticketed. And no children are permitted under 16. No exceptions. Every event, we have someone that shows up with an infant, like in the chest buggy thingy. No. It's just too dangerous. There's too many people. Infant, no. And I got to tell you, please, please, please look out. We have a lot of pregnant women that are going to be there. I've had many emails about pregnancies and people being 7-8 months pregnant. So, be aware, but I mean, something must have been in the water, but there'll be a lot of bonding. What else? Wander's going to be there. He's a photographer and models. He's the best smelling person you'll ever meet. Everybody loves talking to Wander. And Andre will be there, and then their team will be there, and they're all just lovely. So you'll enjoy hanging out with them. And Wednesday, we are going to do, Wednesday is going to be a volunteer appreciation meal. I think it's going to be around 4. I'm pushing it back to 4 so more of the volunteers can come. If you're volunteering 4 hours or more, you'll be receiving an email as well as the post that's in the volunteer Facebook group. If you didn't know, there is a volunteer Facebook group, okay? Right now I'm asking only those volunteers for Edinburgh be in there. Otherwise, it makes my eyes go crazy or I just get confused, which is not hard to do. And we will be doing live videos for volunteers. And don't be nervous about volunteering because we send out, we're all book readers. We send out like this huge document that tells you what every role is and what they do. Attached to an email that has your role just copied and pasted right there. So if you don't want to read all that, you don't have to, okay? The itinerary that's going to be sent out will be a detailed itinerary, and it will be posted everywhere, and it will be sent out as a newsletter as well, okay? So if you have a ticket through Eventbrite that has your email address on it, you should get it. I sent one out the other day. If you didn't get one, it means that the person who bought your ticket with you did not enter your most of the time this is what it means, did not enter your email address each ticket, because they were probably in a hurry buying your ticket. Or you may have had a typo, okay? But again, we post everything in the group. I'm trying to be better about making sure I post on other social media. Of course, this doesn't pertain to you because you're obviously on Facebook right now, because we have many attendees that are on just TikTok or on Instagram. So I'm really trying to do better about that. This is a big week. Not only do we're revving to get everything going with Edinburgh, but we are doing author announcements for London. That is going to be a totally different thing. I know I threw a lot of you for a shock when I said it's a Tuesday night. So just know that it's going to be like Netflix and chill, because, well, not the chill part, but, it's a lot of authors being announced. Okay. So there's no way. I mean, it already is too long when we were doing it before, but we were I just like to give every author their due, and it's just kind of fun. Half the people love it because it keeps the excitement going, but the other half are like, oh my God, this is just too much, you know? So, anyway, we're going to post a video. What's going to happen is the author's badge will come up, and then a cover for them will come up. And then we're also going to be posting a photo album inside the attendee group with all the badges for the authors in there. We will also be posting all individually. It might take me a very long time, posting them on Instagram, and then the video will be posted on Instagram and TikTok. The video is going to be really long, so we might have to break it down. We were going to do it by subgenres, but there's so many authors that write multiple subgenres, so we can't do that, okay? We're going to do, make them as long as we can. You're just going to have to afterward, and then the banner will go up, of course, right? And then I'm going to do an Excel spreadsheet and then a post with the author lineup. And we already have, which we normally don't do until later, I already have a lot of the vendors reconfirmed and the narrators, so they'll be on there as well, okay? I think that's it. I'm not seeing any questions. God, I'd hate to like stop and then there's like 8,000 questions and I forgot to cover stuff. So, I was talking about doing an informal meetup on Wednesday, but since we're doing the volunteer meetup at 4, I don't know when that informal meetup would be for just chilling. So like Thursday, if you're volunteering for setup, that is a setup day all day. We have authors that have over a certain amount of pre-orders that are going to come and pre-sign their books on Thursday, starting at a certain time. Vendors will set up starting at a certain time. So hopefully all of these things will be done and in place before, you know, everybody gets there, and it'll help with lines and people, how long they're in the line for, and so on. And then on Saturday, we will be at the venue setting up, letting authors in so they can set up at 7:30. Oof. So yeah. And the rare table, you can pick up from the rare table or vendors or Mystic both days. Okay. The bookstore will be there both days. The bookstore will be there for the special event on Thursday for Patricia Briggs because she's traditionally published. Okay. I will send them the amount of seats that have been taken, and she is open to the public as well as people who are ticketed, or, you know, they have a weekend ticket, but there will be a charge for those tickets when they enter. Jay Bree is only for those who have a weekend ticket. Okay. The Mystic Box, like I said, pre-orders will not be there, but her pre-orders, if you did them through her, will be there, available. I will be sending I'll be emailing and then getting all your names, and then sending them all to her assistant to make sure that they're available when you come out and meet her. And we may post the question, like, what questions do you want to ask? So we can make sure that they're asked at the Q&A. But I think that's it. Oh, the after party, you know, I'm not a big fan of the after parties, right? So that's why we never do them unless we're in Edinburgh. They're pretty fun in Edinburgh. Like, seriously. the attendees shut down the place. Like, I'm not even kidding. The DJ is great. People are just like, after being stressed or like on the go from Thursday through Saturday. I mean, I'm not even kidding. I've never seen so many attendees show up at an after party and then just have a great time. So if you're like, oh, I don't want to go, I didn't have people, I'm tired, I literally show up, like, I'm usually there for 15 minutes, something like that. Last time I was there for about 45 minutes. I was just tired. So we shall see how that goes this time. And we're still taking volunteers. The volunteer link is in the featured post. And if you ever message me on Facebook, I will not see it, so please don't be mad. And we are pretty caught up on all our email. We took some time, and we were at 200 deep constantly, but we're down. We're caught up. Okay, I think that's it. I'm losing some of you, and I think I've covered everything. Please, again, let me know if you want T-shirts to be online or pre-ordered and picked up. Or did you want to get them mailed to you beforehand so you can wear them? I like that idea better, but I just wanted to get your take on it. And any other ideas or suggestions or whatever, that would be great. And I think that's it. Thanks for dropping in. And any questions that you can help answer in the attendee group or online that you see on Instagram or any socials, that would be awesome. I really appreciate it. I posted a friend that's on TikTok that always covers rare stuff, which is awesome. If you're on TikTok and do the same thing, please let me know. I'll share your handle or whatever. I think that's it. All right. So have a good day. Thanks for jumping in here on a Sunday evening when you could be with family and getting informed, because I'm telling you the best way to make an event work is communication. So, as you know from all my emails and posts, that happens a lot. So, okay. So have a good afternoon and a good week, and I'll see you later.